Sometimes I notice how sound fades. Not the sound itself, but the moment after it ends. A door closes somewhere far away, a car pasas. And then there's this soft afterspace. Not silence, exactly. More like a presence that doesn't need noise to exist. I'm not trying to meditate when it happens. It just happens, and for a brief moment, everything feels suspended, as if reality is holding its breath. I might be wrong, but that pause feels more honest than most thoughts. It's strange how we don't talk about these moments. They don't fit into conversations easily. They read too subtle, too ordinaire. And yet, they reverberate right between one thought and the next. Right after laughter fades, right before sleep takes over. There's always this thin opening where nothing is being explained. We all experience this in ordinary ways. Staring at a wall without realizing you've stopped thinking. Forgetting what you were about to say. Mid-sentence, losing track of time while washing your hands. These moments don't feel spiritual. They feel neutral, almost empty, but also strangely full. And then the mind rushes back in and says, "Oh, I'm here again." As if it had gone somewhere. That's the part that feels worth looking at. Because where did it go? At some point Sanatan Dharma starts whispering a dangerous idea. Not loudly. Not as a command. Not as a belief you're supposed to adopt. Just as a suggestion. That maybe knowing doesn't always require thinking. That there is a kind of seeing that happens directly. Without effort, without distance, without a middleman. They sometimes use a word for this. It simply means not indirect. Not secondhand. Immediate, like touching fire. You don't need a definition. You don't need confirmation. The knowing is instant. It happens before thought can comment on it. I might be misunderstanding this. Don't believe me. Investigate. Aparokshanubhuti points toward this kind of knowing. Not of objects, not of ideas, but of being itself. And that already feels uncomfortable because we're used to knowing things as objects. Things we can point to, measure, explain. But how do you know the one who is knowing? Sanatan texts often sound abstract until you realize they're talking about very normal things. The mind, for example, is described almost gently as a tool. Useful, necessary, but also limited. It labels, divides, compares. And most of the time, we assume whatever passes through this mental lens is reality itself. But what if the lens is part of the appearance too? Again, I might be wrong. Notice how the body responds when you stop trying to understand and simply listen. Not listen to sound, but to presence. There's often a subtle settling. The breath becomes quieter without instruction. Muscles soften on their own. Even thoughts lose some urgency. It's as if the nervous system recognizes something familiar. Almost like the body knows before the mind does. This is where the psychological and the metaphysical quietly meet. Because the body doesn't argue. It doesn't debate philosophy. It responds directly. When there is less resistance, there is less tension. When there is less effort, there is more ease. And none of this requires belief. Aparokshanubhuti doesn't say, become something new. It doesn't say, achieve enlightenment. It quietly implies that what you're really looking for is already present, but overlooked because it is too close. Like trying to see your own eyes without a mirror. The problem isn't absence. It's proximity. And this is where identity starts to feel unstable. Softly, not like a breakdown. More like a loosening. If awareness is already here, watching thoughts come and go, then what exactly am I? Am I the thought or the space in which the thought appears? And if I'm the space, why have I been protecting the thought so fiercely all these years? This isn't meant to destroy identity. It just gently questions its solidity. The unsettling part is how simple this feels. No fireworks, no visions, no altered states. Just a quiet noticing that the I you defend all day might be more of a habit than a fact. And habits don't disappear through force. They fade through seeing. Sanatan Dharma never insists you accept this. It never demands agreement. It just keeps pointing. Through stories, through metaphors, through silence. Aparokshanubhuti is one of those fingers pointing, not to a future realization, but to a present recognition. Not tomorrow, not after practice. Now, or maybe even before now. And when this is seen, even slightly something curious happens. The urgency to arrive somewhere relaxes. The question softens. Awareness remains. Quiet, unimpressed, unmoved, already complete. Not special, not dramatic, just present. I wonder, and I don't mean this as a challenge, if the truth has never been hidden at all, only ignored because it doesn't shout, doesn't demand, doesn't compete with thought. And maybe that's why it's always been here.